In today's video, we will dive into the myths that many people believe based on real-world logic or previous Counter-Strike games experience. Here it is, the top 10 myths about CSGO. Number 1. I can't even count the number of times someone said to me that I should turn around and look at the bomb while it explodes to take less damage from it. In real life or even in shooters, it makes sense. You take more damage in your back, but this is not true in case of the bomb. It deals damage based on your position and altitude, not the direction from which you were hit. So next time when someone yells you died because of your back being exposed to the bomb, just ignore them. You know better. Number 2 is sounds. Many people say that the thing that differs Global Offensive from other FPS games is the realistic sound engine and great gun mechanics. Right, that's a fact. But how much can you actually hear? Many people think that what they are hearing is what their enemy can hear. Wrong. You can't hear someone switching their weapons, picking it up from the ground with E, or even throwing it at a teammate if he picks it up immediately. You can hear people reloading, scoping with a sniper rifle, and throwing a gun at the surface. Bonus tip, you can fool your enemies by starting to reload and switching quickly back to your weapon. The other guy will hear a full reload sound and might want to rush at you because you are exposed, while you still have a gun ready to fire. Running through a Molotov is usually not the smartest of ideas. But what if you have no other choice? Which method will be more effective? Simply running or trying to bunny hop or jump? The conclusion is, it doesn't really matter. In both scenarios I took 40 damage. If you gained speed before entering the Molotov, jumping can be a better option, but to simply go through a molly, just run, it's enough. Decoys usually are wasted. Your teammates throw them at the start of the round and usually don't care where they go, and finally the decoy lands in a random spot that nobody would fall for. You can actually kill someone with it. Either ally or foe, they will die if extremely low HP from the explosion of the grenade. So do care if you are defusing with 1 HP. This is not so much of a myth than more of a confusing subject. What do you really need to get that precious MVP? We investigated. It turns out that you need to either kill one person and plant the bomb, this will grant you the MVP for planting the bomb. But if someone scores 4 kills that round, he will get the MVP. If you deal at least 50 damage to a person and then plant the bomb, win the round by the explosion of the said C4, it will grant you the MVP. Killing more enemies than anyone from the team obviously will grant you an MVP as well. The same goes for defusing. Defuses count the same as bomb plants towards the MVP count. In normal game scenarios, to ensure yourself an MVP, you would need to plant the bomb and kill one person, and then pray that someone from your team won't get a 4K. Everyone in the CS community knows how to use the knife. They know that the left click deals less damage but is faster, and the right click deals more damage but is slower. Most people believe it's always the same amount of damage. Well, no, you actually deal more with the first left click than later ones. The later swings of the blade deal significantly less damage. Also, as a bonus, the fastest way to kill someone with a knife is to double click with left and then right click. And going back to Molotovs. If thrown at the same spot, 2 Molotovs will deal more damage. Counter-Strike just gets more counterintuitive the more you get to know it, I guess. Grenades are very important in site execution and proper gameplay. They provide cover and additional damage. Most people think they can also block bullets. Let's check that myth. You can definitely hit a grenade mid-air. And as it turns out, block damage by throwing it just before someone shoots you. Although I wouldn't trust that method because it's super unreliable, it's just a cool feature nonetheless. On the number 9 spot we cover one of the oldest myths. Does quick switching actually make you reload faster? Quick switching used to be a popular method of reloading your gun in 1.6. You just switch to a different weapon at the end of the reload animation and back to your primary, which gave you a quicker reload. This granted you some obvious advantages. Unfortunately, times change and Valve made sure that this technique doesn't give you any advantage in CSGO. Maybe some milliseconds of difference in the best case scenario. So you don't actually need to do it unless you want to look cool, I guess. And number 10, some controversial myths. I've heard many people saying that crouching makes you more accurate and many people saying that it doesn't. So what's the truth? Crouching in 1.6 obviously made you way more accurate. Most games like Call of Duty or Battlefield apply that logic too. But CSGO has to be different again. You actually gain little to no bonus accuracy while crouching. It gets significantly bigger while you are away from your target, but when in the mid-range you don't get anything. While spraying, it just lowers the spray pattern by a half of your height. So that's why pros crouch mid-spray to lower the pattern and hit the shot. Those were our top 10 CSGO myths. If you want to see some fast-paced Mythbuster-like videos, just throw down a comment below and like this video. This has been Matthew and I am out.